What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, with Op08 on the horizon and a bunch of stuff just revealed for the near future for the One Piece TCG, I think it's time we went and had a look at everything that is going to be released, everything we know about at least, for the One Piece card game. And let's start off, well, kind of next weekend, unless you're in the UK, boo! With Op06. As I told you the other day, unfortunately, for those of us in the UK, we do have to wait an extra week because Op06 has actually been delayed to the 22nd of March. Yes, that sucks. No, there's nothing we can do about it. Do remember, of course, that as well as Op06, there is the double pack coming with those brand new exclusive Don cards, so something to get excited about. And because Op06 is out in Japan, we know everything we need to know about this. We know that the manga rare is your Zoro. We know that the secret rares are Zoro and Sanji. We know that the special rares are characters in their everyday life, and some of the highlights include your Big Mum and your Rebecca, for instance. We know all 6 of the leaders, and we know that we're going back to the manga heads, but they're not actually manga heads, they're new artwork. We know we've got an Uta, which looks alright. We know we're getting a Hody Jones, which has not seen a huge amount of love, I'll be honest, in Japan. We've got Perona, which has been a very good deck, which makes me delighted. That's my deck for Op06. We've got Yamato, which is a decent deck, looked broken, but not doing as well as I would have imagined. Vinsmoke Reiju, which is a rather nice leader. And then, of course, Gecko Moria, that does look pretty busted and has done very, very well over in Japan. So those are the leaders. That is Op06. It is a very cool set. We know basically everything, and I am delighted. And let's not forget there is one big difference between the English and the Japanese set here, and that is we are getting a treasure rare Nami. We don't know what the pull rates are like. All we know is it's not been released in Japan or China or any other country that's already had Op06. It seems to be just for us. Also on the same day, now that is March the 15th if you're not in the UK, and March the 22nd if you are, boo, we've also got Starter Deck 12. Another thing which is coming out and looking extremely cool. And again, because it's been released in Japan, we know everything we need to know about it. We know that the leader is actually Zoro and Sanji. Honestly, it's the same as the dual color leader, just with the only difference being that they've got 2 traits. They are Strike and Slash, which is kind of cool. We know that the designated super rares are your Dracul Mihawk and Emporio Ivankov, and we know that all the characters in here have some relation to Zoro and or Sanji, which is really kind of cool. It's another starter deck with some decently playable cards, all exclusive cards, no reprints, and yeah, it's not the leaders doing amazingly, but it's still a deck full of very cool cards, and we know at this point that if these starter decks are full of really good playable cards, they end up getting ridiculously expensive very quickly. This seems like the kind of thing you could save yourself some hurt. Now, after that, we go forward to the 19th of April, where we get Starter Deck 13, The Three Brothers. Now, this is the part of the video where we are starting to have unconfirmed release dates. And you know the deal by now, I've explained it many, many times. It is overwhelmingly likely that this is the correct release date, but it's a release date from distributors. It is currently unconfirmed. When it gets put on the official website, at that point it will be confirmed. Until then, it is very, very likely, but unconfirmed. Being told by a distributor is not a confirmed release date. Very important to remember. It's only confirmed when it's put on the website. Officially, Starter Deck 13 launches in April, but we're 99% sure that it is actually going to end up being the 19th of April. Now, this is another deck which is out over in Japan, so again, we have pretty much perfect information. We know everything we need to know. We know that there are actually 3 leaders in this set. As you may have guessed from the name, it's the 3 brothers. So we've got another Luffy leader, we've got ourselves an Ace leader, and we've got ourselves a Sabo leader. In terms of designated super rares, we've obviously got the 3 brothers, that being Sabo, Ace, and Luffy, as you might expect, but there's also a super rare Garp. Now, you may have noticed at this point, this is not your ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill starter deck. It does come with a deck box. It's got 3 leaders. It is a special deck box. And every card in the deck, other than event cards, is available as an alternate art, so to speak. I'm showing you the leaders on the screen now because they're going to be the most sought after. In Japan, when you bought Starter Deck 13, you got one of these cards at random. There are 16 in total. In English, you actually get yourself 3 at random. And this has been confirmed not just on distributor listings. This has actually been confirmed on the official website. The official website tells us very clearly you get 1 bonus pack with 3 cards out of 16. This is 3 times as good as it was in Japan, which makes these special cards 3 times as common, and that makes me absolutely delighted. Starter Deck 12 looks good. Starter Deck 13 is special. Now, on the 3rd of May, we get EB01, the Memorial Collection. Again, technically unconfirmed at the moment. On the official website, we've just got a release date of May, but again, we're fairly sure it's going to be the 3rd of May. And once again, this is a set which is out in Japan, so we know basically everything we need to know. We know that it is not a regular set. There's a reason it's EB01, not OP07. It is an extra booster rather than a regular booster. There are only 3 leaders in the set. We've got Kozuki Oden, we've got Hannibal, and we have got ourselves Kyros, who is my favourite. And you might notice that the alternate arts here, we've gone back to the style that we had for OP04. There are no uncommon cards in the set. It's literally just common, rare, and super rare. And there are fewer individual cards than there are normally. So there's only actually 61 different cards in the set. It is a different kind of set. The secret rare, there is only 1. It is Bon Clay Bentham, but the alternate art is Bon Clay Bentham as Nami, which is going to be a very popular card. And the manga rare here is your Chopper, which again is a very, very cool card. And there's an alternate art Laboon done by So-So, as well as 2 regular Laboon cards, which makes this set amazing. Very excited about this set. And then we can flick forward to June the 28th. Once again, to be confirmed, officially June, but we're fairly sure it's June the 28th. That's what distributors are telling us. We've got OP07 500 years in the future. And what's really cool about this is that because this recently came out in Japan, we also have basically perfect information about this one as well, which is wonderful. Makes me very, very happy. And it just makes my life easier, frankly. And anything that makes my life easier is good. Now, we know that the secret rares here are Ace and Sabo. The Ace I especially absolutely adore. Gets you an extra life, and if you've got 2 or life or less, you get Rush. It's a very cool card. We know that the manga rare is Boa Hancock, which is a very, very big deal. And while we're talking about Boa Hancock, we can also say that one of the leaders is Boa Hancock with an alternate art, and there is an alternate art as well as the manga. This is the set for Boa Hancock. Absolute poster child of this set. We know that the other leaders, we have got Monkey the Dragon. It's a bit too early to know exactly what's amazing in this set. We've got ourselves Jewelry Bonnie, and at this point you should be starting to notice all the leaders here are mono. 1 leader for each colour, all mono. I love that. We've got Foxy, who gets a leader before Buggy, which don't get me started. We've got a second Rob Lucci. Fair enough. And we've got Vegapunk. It's a bit weird to me that we've got this set of leaders. It seems strange, but I'm not going to complain. It's a pretty cool set of leaders. You'll also notice, like with EB01, we are in the same kind of leaders as OP04. That is to say, with the crew behind them. It's very cool. We know that we are again getting a treasure rare in OP07. That has been confirmed. We do not know what the treasure rare is, though. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. So one thing we don't know about OP07. I told you that OP06, we know the treasure rare is Nami. We don't know what the treasure rare is for OP07, though we do know we are getting one that has been confirmed. Now on the 16th of August, to be confirmed, we are getting Starter Deck 14 3D2Y. And after the World Stream, we now have some information about this because it's been revealed in Japan. And what we've got is a Black Luffy starter deck. No, you're not going crazy. We have had a Black Luffy starter deck before. It was Starter Deck 8. And it is going to be a Straw Hat Crew starter deck. Cool. The weird thing about Starter Deck 14, now this was given to us by distributors but has now been officially confirmed. It is going to be a deck built around increasing the cost of your characters. So the Luffy leader, for instance, has got Don X1. All of your characters gain +1 cost on the field. It doesn't cost more to play them. They gain +1 cost on the field. And then if you have a cost 8 or higher character on the field, this leader gains 1,000 power. This is one to look out for. This is going to be kind of fun. It's more of a regular starter deck. No multiple leaders, no deck box or any of that. But it is a Luffy starter deck, and it's got a brand new mechanic, and that, for me, is exciting. And then, on the 13th of September, to be confirmed, we're getting Op08 Two Legends. And what is super weird about this, Op09, we'll get there in a minute, was revealed at the World Championships. Op08 was not, and I understand why, okay? It's because Op08 is already up for pre-order, so revealing Op08 is not so exciting. Op09 was the one we knew nothing about, so I understand that. But why not also just show us Op08 as well? It's so weird to me that we've got information about Op09 officially, but we don't have official information about Op08. That is weird, and I don't understand it. But we do have distributor information, and basically what we know is that we've got Dr. Kuroha and Dr. Hiraluk from the Drunk Kingdom arc, and Carrot and Wanda from the Zoe arc appearing. We've got blue Whitebeard pirates, including a red-blue Marco leader. We've got purple Big Mum pirates. I am willing to bet there'll be a purple-yellow Big Mum leader. That is not confirmed. And when I say Big Mum leader, I don't mean it has to be Charlotte Linlin. I mean any Big Mum pirate will do. And we know there are going to be black Animal Kingdom pirates, including a black purple king. So cool. That's what we know about Op08. That's all we know. Now, the rest of these have been revealed in Japan. We don't even have distributor listings in English, so I can't even give you an unconfirmed release date. Sorry about that. That's where we are. What I can tell you is, if we take Starter Deck 14 as an example, that is coming out in Japan on April the 27th, and it's coming out in English on the 16th of August. That's 3.5, 4 months. So expect this stuff to be coming in English somewhere very roughly around 4 months later. Roughly. Okay? But I'm going to give you the Japanese release dates because that's all we have for the moment. So we know that in Japan on the 15th of July, so presumably we'll get this around November, maybe the end of October, Starter Decks 15 to 20. Yeah, 6 new Starter Decks. And they are all reprint leaders. They are new art leaders, but they're new cards. So they're reprinting leaders, but they're giving us new cards to go along with them. And there's one for each colour. We got red Newgate, green Uta, blue Doflamingo, purple Luffy, black Smoker, and yellow Katakuri. So there's 6 of them, all releasing on the same day. They are 550 yen in Japan, so they are budget starter decks. Although, as a reminder, we don't get budget starter decks. So they're still going to be like $12 over here. Japan has had a bunch of budget starter decks in the past. We have not had them. So they'll be standard price over here. So they're cool. And there's 6 of them. And the leaders are reprinted, but there are new cards in there as well. There is One Piece card game Best coming on the 27th of July. So again, we're looking for a roughly November release date here. And this is basically a reprint set of good playable cards. Now, we don't know much about this. We know that one pack is 550 yen in Japan. Usually it's 220. That is very expensive. We know that there are only 10 packs per box rather than the usual 24. That is very few. So expect, and again, this is pure projection on my part. This has not been announced. But when you've got expensive packs, okay, there are more cards per pack to be fair, but still, I'm expecting there to be some special cards, special treatments, etc. This should be a very cool set, though we know very little about it. And then finally, on the 31st of August in Japan, so look for this around about the new year, maybe mid-December, but that's a bad time to release card games. Expect this in the new year. We have got OP09 4 Emperors. Yeah, we've had an official announcement of this, but not OP08. It's weird. And look, all we know is it's coming out on the 31st of August. It's a regular set, OP09, but it's based around the 4 Emperors. Very important to note, the current 4 Emperors in the manga, not the original 4 Emperors. There's no Kaido, there's no Big Mum, there's no Newgate. It's a current 4 Emperors, which is today Buggy, Shanks, Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach, and Gear 5 Luffy. I know we've had a bunch of Luffy leaders. We've not had a Gear 5 Luffy leader. So there we go. There is a lot coming out for the One Piece TCG. There is a lot that's been announced. I don't always do release schedules for every game I cover on this channel because oftentimes I like one set at a time. I'll do a pre-order guide and that'll be it. Here, however, oh, you had better believe we need to be doing a release schedule fairly regularly. And look, they've gone and revealed 2 new sets and 7 new starter decks officially. And yeah, there is a lot we needed to get to. But we have. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me what you're excited about. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.